My name is Ron Silver Eagle DeAndre II. In 1982, July the 2nd, my team were here. We're going to have a birthday party for some friends of mine who came in from Turtle Mountain, Minnesota.
Tell them where we're at here.
We are at Goldfield Ghost Town, Arizona. And the area we're talking about is the Black Queen Mine, which was a famous mine that opened up the Mormon Stope. We're all preparing for the o'clock in the morning. One of our people, Dwayne Bradley, came in with a whole pickup truck full of ice and beer and Cokes, and we have 3 dogs. I have a Great Dane Mastiff, 145 to 5-pound dog. All of a sudden, we get this awful stench came down Weeks Wash. Had just got a motorhome, and they were gonna go to the Grand Canyon, see Arizona, and their son was a friend of mine who was a Marine, 2-tour Vietnam veteran. Well, all of a sudden, this awful stench that was overwhelmingly a stench came upon us. I ran across the wash, and as I ran across the wash, my dog would not follow me. I thought it was very strange, but Archie grabbed me and pulled me to the ground. Now this man is 6'8", big Ojibwe Native American. He said, "You're not gonna shoot this one." And I said, "What?" And I looked over out of my corner of my left eye, and there was this brown, hairy, reddish-colored, black-looking critter perched on the back wall of the Black Queen Mine. The ledge was practically 47 inches tall. We measured it later. We're looking at him from about 30 feet to 35 feet away. His eyes never left us. He had a serene look on his face up until the moment when he lifted his right leg, put it over his left shoulder, and picked himself up into a standing position where I could easily see he was at least 9.5 to 10 feet tall, weighed close to 800 pounds, like a mountain lion would do. He walked with his eyes and his coyote looking right at us, never leaving our eyes. Dwayne Bradley was beside me. He was carrying a 45 and a shotgun. Archie had a 303. I had a MAC-10 shotgun, and I had a 45 pistol. When he stood up, you could see that his hair and his face were angulated. And when he made the grimace is when I saw the fangs and the jaw opened up wide. His arms were below his legs. As he walked past going towards the Goldfield Ghost Town, his eyes never left us, just as a coyote would if he was tracking. He had no hips, no shoulders, no neck. It looked like the head was inside the body. Very strong looking and very agile. And he did not seem afraid of anything whatsoever. Now, the people who own the Bluebird Mine, Mr. Reyes, called the county Mounties on his CB and said there's a giant critter running up and down highways. He had ran into a house up on the corner of Pecos Road where the man in the house shot at it with a .410 shotgun. He did not hit him, I don't believe, but he caused him to howl. They said the howling was unusually loud and very strange. The vehicle there, and he turned and went north through Ronnie Feldman's Peralta Stables, OK Corral, excuse me. He crossed every one of the prints all around the campsite area, and the stench was overwhelming. It was a stench more like garbage rotting, and like a bear would, after being in a den up for 5 months, would smell. But it was uncanny because he didn't try to hurt anybody. He didn't seem mean. I think he was just coming down to get water because the fire was up at the Dude Ranch, up on the Mogollon Rim. Very unusual experience, and everybody who's seen it said it wasn't from around these here parts.
So the facial features, did it look like a man? Did it look like an ape?
No,
Like a bear?
it looked like an ape. It had short nose, pug nose, no protruding nose, flat. Mouth was very wide mouth, girth mouth. No ears did I see any ears. I did not see any ears. Strange, because maybe the hair covered it. His hands, elongated hands and fingers, exceptionally long fingers, and his arms, you figure he's 9 feet tall, his arms were below his knees. That means that he was a very strong critter. Never seen one like it before. I've seen pictures of them. I've heard stories about them, but until I saw this one with my own 2 eyes, made a believer out of me.
So you've seen pictures of apes and that. Did he look similar to an ape?
He did. It looked similar like, well, he did and he didn't. It looked like a cross, like a hybrid. I'd say it was a hybrid between a human and an ape, because he walked upright without doing the ape palance. Just walked straight up, straight back, very straight backed animal. Not hunched over at all. That's why everybody thought he looks like a human being dressed up in a brown suit. I could see where they could make that mistake. But the way he looked at you and the way he moved, you could tell it was an animal. It wasn't from around these parts, for sure. So, very unusual experience.
Sounds like it.
I'd like to meet it again, because I always wondered later, how come we weren't scared of it?
Huh. Interesting.
And he wasn't scared of us. Just, what the heck is it?
Ron, that's a wrap. Thank you.